Well, hello, and welcome, and hello, and welcome. It's Danny Deals here. It's Un Poco Mas, the show where we bring you just a little bit more. I am coming at you live. Going to be a quick one this morning. Would just want to take a look at the SOFI stock, of course, ticker symbol SOFI on behalf of Hurricane Lopez stock, Karen, blah, blah, blah. Um, Guys, all those people are me or creations in my head, but you already knew that. Um, I don't have the energy sometimes for these intro guys. It's a big sell off here at the open. Stock was down 4 then 5%. Pre market went all the way down, stopped out the weekend turds below $9 and is now starting to recover. I think basically what's going to happen here is I've been hearing from people, they're like, hey, I would like to own SoFi. I like, the fundamentals. Um, to the moon. Absolutely, JR. You got it, buddy. I might, I give people nicknames they don't want, so you might turn into Dallas because of JR being your initials. But hey, whatever. You're the only person in the chat, so who else am I going to talk to? Good morning, John. Also, guys, let's just take a look at the chart because I am the chart master. I pretty much have predicted like day by day exactly what's going to happen with the stock. Of course, I'm always bullish, so I'm never going to predict a pullback, but I know the stock's going to pull back. I mean, come on, guys. Um, it was May 15th. We were at $4.49. So let's not freak out about being at $9 right now. I mean, anytime a larger company runs up like 110% in a month, you have to watch out, guys. Because I know it was artificially low, so it should have been up here anyway. I get that, guys, but that's not how trading works. That's not how swing turders work. That's not how institutions work. Good. You like JR. Perfect. It's better than when I was calling you Rodriguezu, like a George Takai accent. So come on. We're making progress, buddy. So John, carry the conversation. There's really nothing to say. I just came on here because I was like, didn't want to panic about the stock falling. I wasn't going to panic, but, um, just didn't want to fixate on it. I wanted to try to look at, something positive, actual information. Of course, guys, the um, the fall today is, I think, was somewhat expected. There has to be pullback, but also got a downgrade from Oppenheimer. I don't know what price target they set, but it basically market perform. So which essentially means they don't expect the stock to go up or down. So you have to think they believe that the fair value is somewhere in the mid nines. This guy's actually a pretty good analyst. I think his rating should be higher than that. I've seen him on TV and such. But, a market perform rating right at this time, especially given, a lot of uncertainty um, surrounding the Fed, certainly the politics, a lot of stuff going on. Um, but I don't know why I'm showing you a blank page here, guys. Seeking Alpha, let's just see if they have any new SoFi articles out. This is very, very unplanned, guys. I literally just woke up. So if anyone's out there, I apologize for the quality of this broadcast. They can't all be gems. SoFi downgraded to perform at Oppenheimer after a 100% rally. That's just what we're talking about. SoFi, Upstart, PayPal, snag buy ratings, BTIG. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this BTIG guy. He's definitely like a mega bull, but I have to kind of see where he's coming from because they're just jumping on and initiating coverage of these stocks. It's a little bit fishy for me, but so the SoFi stock is you know, I believe it's going to recover. I don't necessarily think it's going to pop all the way back up to 970 today, but I think it's definitely going to come back to 935, guys. There's a lot of buyers who felt like they missed the boat and the stock's just running and running. And when you see a stock pull back, 6, 7, 8%, it just psychologically good morning, Roland Dubs. What's going on, my friend? Um, it psychologically gives you a signal to go ahead and buy. It tells your brain, even though you could have just bought at 5 and now you're buying at like 8.95, your brain is telling you, hey, at least it's not 9.75. At least it's not $10. I'm not one of those suckers that bought the very top of the mountain there. And even though, you kind of are the sucker because you should have been buying at $5, but I still think SoFi is a good buy at $9. It's just like stocks kind of work in funny ways. Like they overreact. It's like Meta. I mean, Meta, everybody's like, oh, it's garbage. Their, expenditure on the metaverse is never going to pay off. It's like, and, Zuckerberg's talking about how, you have to have a long term vision, 5, 10 years out before this stuff, is adopted. And then, the stock sold off to, I think, a level that didn't really make any sense, and then it just shot back up in the extreme over the last few months. So, guys, stocks and people who trade stocks, they tend to overreact to news and amplify it. So, I mean, in my mind, like if the only, quote unquote devastating news today is Oppenheimer moving from a buy to a market perform, or basically, a hold, that's, I don't really think that's like necessarily reason to panic, but yeah, just taking a look at Dominic Gabriel, he's kind of middle of the road. He's like a 3-star analyst, ranked 3,000 out of 8,000. So he's got a respectable track record, and obviously Oppenheimer is you know, a legitimate place, but downgraded to a hold. He's been a buy on the stock all the way through, like at least going back the last year. So I think he did recognize SoFi was undervalued, but now he feels it's fairly valued. So that's their take on the stock. Just to take a look at like, the guy's pretty bullish. He's got a lot of buys. He's got buy on PayPal, Global Payments, Visa, Jack Henry and Associates. I don't even know what that is. American Express. He's got a hold on Square, which I agree with. Um, so, he's a fairly bullish analyst. But I really don't think this in and of itself is a reason for the SoFi stock to sell off. But guys, believe that SoFi will be 25 within a year. Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying that the company is in an extremely good position um, to grow and to dominate sort of this online banking space, and then probably, within 5 years become a legitimate player in the banking space. Probably within 10 years, they're talking about they could be a top 10 bank overall. I know they're trying to crack the top 100 right now. Is it realistic to go to $25 again? I know the stock went there 3 times. I think that type of exuberance, um, I don't see how they're going to make enough money at the bottom line within 1 year. So that would be like, Q2 2024. Um, John, because I know you are, because I've seen your comments, I know you are knowledgeable on the stock. You're not just somebody, you know, blah blahing like myself, but why do you think I understand the factors you're saying, but how are they going to get the numbers to that multiple? Because you're talking about, okay, 2.5 times this market cap, assuming no further dilution, and there probably will be further dilution within the next year, just in the form of stock-based compensation. um, God knows they're probably going to make another expensive acquisition and pay for that in stock. So I'm just looking at it like, okay, right now we were just at like a 4 billion market cap, and we're up to like 8.5 billion market cap. So, if the stock goes to 25, I don't know the math like right off the top of my head, but you're talking about like 17, then add another 50%. So I don't know, you're talking what, 20, 22, 23 billion dollar market cap. So that's kind of, yeah, I agree. The leadership is great. And I think, couple 3 years, yeah, I think you'll be definitely over 25. Not definitely, but if they execute. But I just think for the stock that was just below 5 and just went up 100%, within the next year to ask it to go up another 150%. I just think something radical would have to change. Like they get a buyout offer that they reject, and it just pushes the stock up and, implies a ton of value. Or, Galileo starts announcing, hey, we landed Wells Fargo, we landed, these mega banks, something that would be like a game changer in terms of their revenue. I good morning, M. Russo. I totally agree with all the factors JR is stating for why SoFi is poised to do very, very well in the upcoming year. But I just don't see the stock going to 25. That's me. I think it could, pop up over 14. My 1 year target I just raised to $13.50. I was at $9.75. Basically, my thinking is in line with the analysts who raised to good morning, cheers, who raised to $14, is that, this is kind of coming up to where it should have been, probably a little bit lower than where it should have been. Give you just don't see companies growing this intelligently, with an eye toward every single number, in excruciating detail. You just take out so much of the risk with this management team. I mean, they're so on top of everything. It's absurd, guys. I just listened to Lapointe. I listened to that presentation like twice. The guy, he sounds like your next door neighbor talking to you about the weather, but it's like the guy is absolutely, another rock star, along with Noto. Like the guy just gets it. He understands the vision, the company. He's all in, and just another very, very solid manager. Obviously, the CFO guys. What's your prediction on where we at the end of this year? Um, and 1 year target, I'm at about 1350, guys. Here's the thing with this year. I believe that SoFi can make a gap net profit in Q3. I just think they just decide if they want to. They have to decide what do they want the stock to do. Everybody thinks like this is, oh, Noto's so mad, the bears are crashing the stock, the shorts are like, Noto bought into this. Like Noto knew, the company's not going bankrupt. He knew the stock was going back up, so he accumulated a ton of shares very low, as did I. Um, so I don't think he's that upset about the situation. Um, but at the end of this year, okay, if they make a Q3 net profit, which they'd announce toward, whatever, into Q4, so I guess that would be like November, they'd announce early November. Then I believe the stock will go over my target of $13.50 this year if they're able to make a gap net profit in Q3. If they're like lose 1 cent or even, and then they go into Q4 and they hit that gap net profit as predicted, then I think they'll go over my target of $13.50 when that ER is announced, in early 2024 Q1, based on the Q4 results. So, in my opinion, the stock is going to trade sort of sideways, and it'll go either down with the market or up with the market, but it's going to consolidate here. um, we've definitely reached a point, guys. You have to look at a point where buyers and sellers are both in a stock, and that's when you're going to see the consolidation, the churn, trading the stock sideways. I think the days of just sort of these mindless short attacks on the SoFi stock are over. Um, I think a lot of the doubts have been removed. Everybody's like, oh, it's a scam. Noto's a scam. They got sued at Twitter. All specs are scams. Chamath is a scam artist, which I kind of agree with. But um, SoFi is like, guys, if you have 100 turds in, SPAC offerings, yeah, 99 of them might be, garbage, but SoFi's not garbage. SoFi's a really good company, and it went public via a SPAC, and you know, I get people like that's the original sin, but I mean, it's still a good company, guys. The numbers are the numbers, and yes, I wish there weren't so many shares. I wish so many people in the SPAC didn't get those free, SPAC garbage shares, but that's just the way it is, guys. That's just the way it is. So SoFi stock has been creeping up here, $9.14, down 60 cents on the day, or about 6%. As far as the indexes, S&P, Dow, Nasdaq are all up just a tiny fraction. The Russell was down a tiny fraction. Oil's up. Just reading what's on the top of Yahoo, like basically means nothing. Gold's down, silver's down, euro versus the dollar, ooh, up, and 10-year bond is down. Bond yield is down. Topper time check is 6:50 a.m. It is June 15th, 2023, 6:50 out in the Pacific Coast. That's 9:50 out in NYC. Hope it's a great day wherever you turds find yourselves. Good morning, Ukeko72. How are you today? So guys, the SoFi stock, as I predicted, is recovering. I think it'll again at least come up to that 934, that lower end of that sell-off there. But this is extreme, guys. They're pushing the stock down, trying to stop turds, trying to stop out some turds, and I don't know. It may have worked. It's not that hard to stop out a turd. So, you know, a lot of people setting their stop loss at like $9. Okay, so this is where we are, but bounced off that really, really convincingly. And let's see what the chart says about this level. Let's see what the chart master has to say. Okay, guys, this level was support, guys. I mean, so during the rally, we had this big sell off. It wasn't quite as dramatic, but um, so on June 13, basically this exact pattern emerged, guys. Look at that big red candle here on June 13, and then you see a couple of smaller green candles, another red candle, and then buying pressure emerges. I think that's exactly what's going to happen right here, guys. Nothing's changed. Oppenheimer downgrading from a buy to a hold really doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot to me. I have no problem with that. With that call. There's been, again, 100% increase in the share price in the last month. And a lot of you would say, and I would agree with you, that, hey, this is just closer to where we should have been in the first place. But, that's not how life works, guys. The stock just ran up 100%. That's the fact. Big companies like this without some radical change and things. I know people are saying the student loans coming back is that radical catalyst, but come on, guys. We knew with the Supreme Court that was going to happen one way or the other. Forgiveness or no forgiveness, these payments we're going to have to restart. Student loan debt is too large, and the United States government is not in a position fiscally to just forgive massive amounts of debt. They wish somebody would forgive their debt. Like, the people at the federal, I don't know what's her name, Yellen. She's over there like, maybe we could get forgiveness. Like, but you can't ask anybody. You're the grown up. You guys, the federal government. You're supposed to be the ones, actually taking care of business. Okay, guys. So obviously we went way down below the all the moving averages. Even where's my trend line, for God's sake? Did I lose my old trend line? I think I cleared my drawings, but in any case, guys, I had a trend line on here. We've dipped below that. It looked quite a bit different. It was a much more shallow line. I keep amending my predictions based on what's actually happening, because you have to do that when you're looking at charts. That's the responsibility that comes with being the chart master. Guys, it's Danny Deals. It's un Poco Mas for Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen. We would like to welcome all of our new viewers and say welcome and hello and hello and welcome and welcome and hello and good morning. It's so fabulous to see you all. I don't know if you know, but I've also had webcams installed in all of your homes and offices. So I have a giant monitor watching everyone. Like, I don't know, what's that Billy Baldwin in that movie, like Sliver? He's watching everyone in the apartment. So I'm watching all of you guys in your homes and offices, and you all look great this morning. I don't know how you guys get your hair so nice in the morning. If you have any tips, please let me know. Excuse me. Who do we got here, guys? Scorpio South. Good afternoon, sir, from the Netherlands. Well, hello. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello from Los Angeles, California, USA. Alan Powell, always enjoy your videos. Big hi from the UK. Hello, Alan. Good to see you, sir. How are things over in the UK? Our best, America, the whole world's gone a little bit crazy lately, but UK is our been our strong one of our strongest allies for a long time. So we should respect our allies, respect our fellow, you know, democracies, respect people who actually share our values. So, guys, big up to the UK and the Netherlands. Everybody towing the line so that you know, us fat bastards can have freedom because we have to really watch out, guys. This whole stock thing that we all play at and everything. This can go away real quick. You have to remember people are being like shelled in their apartment buildings in what was considered Europe not too long ago, and then people are dying and lots of things are happening out there, guys. So we have to remember who our friends are, remember what's important, and remember the values that underpin things like the stock market, our economy. It's not some obscure like laws, and no, it's all of us. It's our shared values. It's our faith in the government, in one another, and things like these elections, the violence, this stupid like debt ceiling fight where we're threatening to default on our debt, guys. We really need to get our shit together as the Western world, and we have to decide. Do we want to do some of the hard work and make some of the sacrifices so that Western values like Jeffersonian democracy, small d democracy, so that this stuff survives, guys, because the totalitarians, the kleptocrats, the Putins, the Chinese, like these guys are always on the grind. They're always working. And they're working against forces like, free markets and democracies. And so we have to remember, guys, what's important. And like, I just think the UK stands up taller than just about anyone else. And standing up to Putin and basically saying like, we're not afraid of your Satan missile, like we're going full bore, we're giving everything we have. And if we don't stand up for our values, like none of this means anything, guys. These shares are just numbers on a screen, and it can all go away. So we have to take it a little bit more seriously, our responsibilities, just as a member of civic society. And sorry, guys, I was just reading a article on Ukraine and then another article on Iran this morning. So it's gotten me a little bit philosophical and more political than usual. But in any case, guys, that's the thing with these live streams and videos I do. I don't have any like script or thoughts or ideas, or I've never edited. So I'm just giving you my sort of unvarnished opinions, and you can accept or reject and do with them what you will. But guys, that was a very long way of saying a lot of respect to Europe, our allies over there, our NATO allies. I know a lot has changed in the last year or so, but more than ever, guys, you need your friends. You need your friends in this world. It's a very dangerous world. Things change very, very quickly. That can have a huge effect on the markets. Like, one chia pet at Wedbush or one guy at Oppenheimer or whatever, makes one call, and all of a sudden the stock is crashing. But guys, the stock didn't really crash. Pullback in this type of rally is very healthy. You have to do it. You have to consolidate. Take a look at this thing, guys. This is a monster. Like, there's no, if I just draw my turd line, like, you can turd a line into whatever you want. Like, so, so say I start, here, where's the low? Say you start there and you come through there, which is actually the low. I mean, that's that's basically still above the trend line. It just basically tested, if you draw a true line that actually touches, you know, the actual points it's supposed to touch, not just some random slop I normally throw up there. Uh, so guys, if you actually take a look at that, it's all the candles actually closed above that trend line. You guys see that? Let me just zoom in on that there for you. Let me just amplify, exhibit, magnify, X to the Z. You guys remember that show? The guy would like, he would do Pimp My Ride, and they would find some, they would find some like poor challenged person with a vehicle that didn't run very well. It was usually in like Inglewood or Watts or something, and near their because they'd find somebody really near their garage because it made it cheaper, and it was like the West, and they'd bring in the thing and they would just do something to the car that just made absolutely no sense at all. He's like exhibits like, I hear you help take care of your disabled brother, and you need help a reliable vehicle getting him to daycare. So we went ahead and put a flat screen TV under your ride. Like, I remember one time they put a giant flat screen TV facing the street down. I was like, dude, the guy needs a new car to get his disabled brother to school, and you're putting like four PlayStations, like eight TVs, and the car still doesn't run. Like right after the show's over, he's like, the car breaks down, and people in the neighborhood steal all the electronics, and the guy just left with nothing. He's just totally broken. Like that's awesome. But I don't know how I got off on that tangent, guys. But Pimp My Ride was hilarious. Like they just did nothing for the people and just gave them a bunch of stuff that didn't make any sense. Like, I hear you want to be a veterinary assistant, so we went ahead and put a popcorn maker right up in your ride, just like the movie theater. It's like people are just kind of confused. They're like super excited and they're doing all those camera cuts, like, shoo, 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 shoo. There's just so many flat screens. It's crazy, guys. I don't know how I got off on that tangent, guys. Probably the fact that I've only had one cup of coffee. I was a little late to the office. I got here like 6. Usually get here a little later to start doing research, and then I started reading that article on Ukraine. I got very sidetracked and very, very emotional, being the Karen that I am. So, guys, stock is basically flattening out here at the sort of $9.10 level. Volume is still quite heavy. I remember yesterday, I think it was the first hour of trading. I think 40 million shares traded hands or so. So might even be seeing more volume than that. Volume is actually slowing down here very slightly. Just today, not in general. I have too many stupid windows open. I can never find my charts. So many windows. So little time. Guys, let's take a look at what you guys are talking about because I'm obviously not making much sense. Here come the bears. Here come the bears, little darling. Okay, so what is going to happen today? I can hear your questions now. What's going to happen, Danny Deal? Should we sell? Should we buy? Should we go jump in a lake? Like, I don't know, guys. I don't know what you should do. The hell do I know? Um, of course, I'm going to say, like, I don't know if I'd be buying here. It all depends on your position, guys. It all depends on your average. Like, some people are up now, some people would be averaging down, some people would just be sort of buying. If your position is near this price, or you're confident like I am that SoFi, once it makes a net profit, will be significantly higher than this level, institutions will buy in. I would say go ahead and buy here, guys. I already have way too much of my portfolio allocated to SoFi. And I was somebody who was buying back like in the IPOE days. I was buying some shares at like 12, $13, but then I don't start when I take a position in the stock, guys, I don't just start out and just buy a huge position, just throw 10%. I didn't know anything about SoFi. I mean, other than they were a student loan company, I didn't know anything about SPACs and champs. So I just took a smaller position. And then over time, I learned more and more about SoFi, like management more and more. I went ahead and built my position, but it was still relatively small. Then when the stock started to come down, down, probably around 8, I started picking up some more shares. And then as market makers have taken the stock down to like 5 a couple of times here, I was buying really heavily. And especially this last time, down in the 4s, I bought with everything I had. I had very few doubts about the stock. I thought this last sell-off was ridiculous. I thought the underlying justification that Wedbush used for those calls was absolutely absurd, and that's been called out now by some responsible adults. Like, hey, this is not even, it's not about your opinion, it's about that the sort of facts that you're asserting are just sort of absurdities that are imaginary. Like, oh, they're going to change their entire accounting system and the book value of the company is going to go down by 60%. It's like, oh, really? How is that going to work? Like, you're not able to change your accounting system. Anyway, guys, let me go, since I'm droning on endlessly, let me go over here and read some of your comments. They're probably more interesting, coherent, timely, and topical than anything I'm going to come up with. Where's Stock Karen when you need her? Just to get me back on track. Let's see. So hit the thumbs up, everyone. Couldn't agree more. Rolling dubs. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. I never said that. I don't care. You guys do what you want. If you like the content, you want the updates, you want to know when I'm streaming, go ahead and hit that bell notification. Yeah. Ring a ding ding. Anyway, Tim, in it for the long term, as long as each quarter progresses, don't care about short term movements. I'm with you, Tim. The only thing I care about is if it goes down really, really far, I would probably try to buy some more, guys. I just have I I love SoFi, guys, but I can't, there's only so much I can do. I'm not one of these people who just believes in diversification, excuse me, for its own sake, but I also don't believe in putting all my money in one company that when that company could be hit over the head at any moment. Like, you know, I know enough, I've seen enough to know that when you're ultra confident in the stock, everybody's confident. They could put out one of these like Hindenburg reports. There could be some kind of accounting scandal. There could be some kind of thing where an executive is involved in some deal that's personal, not even really a part of the company, but they get a thing. It's just things can happen to crash a stock, guys. It just happens. So if you're going to have a ton of your portfolio or your net worth in one single security, I would strongly advise against that. I am over allocated on SoFi, but there is a limit, guys. I'm just not going to put all of my eggs in one basket. That's just me. I know some of you guys are like basically, hey, I'm all in on SoFi. I pushed all in with like my free available investment capital when it was down in the fours, and obviously that was a very very good decision for me. But I'm still not going to put in the money that I have in other mega cap stocks, other ETFs, the index funds, my IRA. Like these things are designed for safety, for my future. SoFi is still, I know people don't want to hear this, but SoFi is still a very speculative play. Like they're still a couple quarters from a profit by their own projections. And the growth has slowed, guys. So we're not seeing like 50% growth rate. And I know for a bank and for a company, just the law of numbers, like guys, growth decelerates as a ratio, as an absolute number. You should continue to increase, but as a ratio of what's there, it's going to decrease because what's there is just getting bigger. Like it's just a statistical phenomenon. Some of you math guys might understand. I really don't, but it's like a bigger and bigger pie. The growth you're adding is going to be a smaller ratio. It's just if you keep adding the same size piece, it's just going to be a smaller ratio because the pie keeps getting bigger and bigger. Pretty much that simple, guys. It's like blowing up a balloon. The balloon pops in your face or your bubble gum, or somebody slaps you across your face, and you don't spill. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with any of this. Archie McCaffer, good morning from Vancouver. Oh, Vancouver, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The City of Lights, Vancouver. No, it's not. Oh, he's like, it always reminds me of Dumb and Dumber. He's like, we're going to ask me, oh, California, beautiful. I'm a huge Lloyd Christmas fan. I base most of my thinking and my stock picks on, what would Lloyd do? Um, Lloyd Christmas, good guy. Let's see. BP Super Slots took my profit yesterday at 965 and rebuying tomorrow if it stays down. Bought at 475. Hey man, that's a great trade. Can't argue with you. Nothing wrong with doubling your money in a few weeks. It's always a good thing. So congratulations. Yeah, I'm not jumping in and out. I'm not trying to pay a ton of taxes right now. Like I said, if the stock ran to like 14, 15 bucks, I would probably take some money off the table. I just believe we're still below the actual, fair value of the stock. That's my personal opinion. So unless it gets above what I believe to be the fair value of the stock, I am not going to sell any. So, guys, it's kind of stabilized. The situation is stabilized here. It's trading basically sideways in this little, you know, it's getting tighter. Like if you look at this, I think this is going to go back up. It's coming down to the 50-day moving average is coming down to meet us. And like I said, I think we're going to move back at least to this. I forget where this. I hate these Yahoo charts because they don't go where you want. But it's like $9.30 or something like that. I think we're at least going to punch back up there. Let's take a look at just what the markets are doing. Yeah, the Nas. I don't know if that's current or if that's updated. Yeah, the Nasdaq is coming back up, guys. So everything's moving back up. I think everybody's kind of digested things, and I think people who kind of missed the boat are going to look at this as perhaps an opportunity to come into the stock around this $9 mark. Just psychologically, again, you don't want to be the last guy in line trying to get in the concert or the comedy club. There's like a line of 500. Even though you're still in the same place in line, you feel a lot better when a few people like get in line behind you. You're like, hey, I'm not that loser at the back of the line with the, couldn't find any dress socks, so I'm wearing white socks. With these horrible Skechers that I have that my girlfriend doesn't like because I don't have any proper shoes. But I digress, guys. So the SoFi stock up to 911, just down 64 cents on the day, guys. I think we're going to easily recover past 930. That's just my opinion, but I always think SoFi is going to go up. I just love SoFi is like my child. Like, even though it's like, on meth and then it's like third trip to rehab and it, dropped out of an expensive Catholic junior college and I've spent, $750,000 on various measures to try to intervene in the train wreck that is my child's life. You still can't do any wrong. It's like, did you see what little Timmy did? He took out the trash this morning. It's like, little Timmy is like 43 years old and just an arch criminal, but it's like SoFi for me. Like this stock, like I am just bullish on this stock. I look at the model. I don't even think the business models had an opportunity to work yet. Like they're just getting to the point of scale of membership where the whole concept is going to work. Right now, they're just mostly been selling like individual products to individual people, and they've been having to acquire all these customers new and having to pay a ton of money to acquire these customers because these are very sought after customers. They're high earners with great credit. Like that's who all the fintechs and banks and financial institutions want. So for SoFi to go out and poach these guys, they have to give good interest rates, good bonuses. We all know it's the same with the employees. If you want to get the best, you have to give them some skin in the game. You got to give them a bunch of stock options and all this stuff. So that hurts your bottom line in the short term, but that's just the way it is. If you're trying to build a company for the long term and not for the short term stock price action, these are the exact actions you want to see management taking. Let's see. So BP Super Slots. I agree. Yeah, the pullback is healthy. Made a good trade there. M. Russo, that show was stupid. I remember they put a pool table. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not looking for practicality exactly there. Like, I heard you want to be a cosmetologist. You're trying to save money for cosmetology school. Well, we went ahead and put a coffee bar up in your ride. Like, it just the whole thing made no sense. They completely destroyed the vehicle. It's like those home improvement shows where they come in and remodel your whole house in a weekend. Well, lo and behold, that's not quality work, and all the people end up suing the TV show and the channel and the producers or whatever because they completely just destroyed their homes. Like if you know anything about construction, like even like something as simple as drywall or stucco, like these things have to be done in steps, and those materials have to cure, and you have to give them the time. Even so, if you're using all like quick set materials, quick dry materials, 10-minute mud, it's all going to break, it's all going to crack, it's all going to fall off because that's not the proper way you do things, guys. It's like shortcuts are just that. Like shortcuts are really not how you win in the end, guys. You win in the end through hard work, superior planning, being ready for opportunities when they present themselves. You really win by how do you respond to problems and crisis, and that's why I'm so confident in SoFi management. It's like, their disaster was like these guys, Anthony Noto and Chris Lapointe should be running FEMA. We should give them a side job. Just put them in charge of all disaster response because I've never seen management pivot so quickly, so astutely, and start entirely new lines of business that basically make SoFi an even better company than it was pre-COVID. It's like we were talking with this I think with Deuce Kabuski, my main man, about or maybe it was Oprah's Wet Cave. I can't remember, but one of my regular friends here on the channel and on Stock Twits, we were talking about how this whole thing might have been a blessing in disguise. This whole student loan, because necessity is the mother of invention, and the student loan moratorium basically forced SoFi to either die or develop other revenue streams, and you know they did that and more. Like, guys, this personal loan business everybody's so quick to criticize, like, this kept the company going. And not only kept the company going, it kept the company growing, guys. And these are good loans. Lapointe went into even more detail at Morgan Stanley than Noto about how these loans are structured, how they evaluate borrowers, the potential demand for these loans, that they would still make a very healthy profit selling the loans into the secondary market, but they make more money at this time holding the loans. In fact, it's slightly over 2% more money return on equity that they're making by holding the loans. That they can sell the loans anytime they want, guys. Why would people want upstart paper when those bastards, like I always say, are selling, Peloton bikes to people living in leaky trailer parks? And I was talking to somebody. I have nothing against people in trailer parks. They're fun people, and some people are spontaneous, and they're not, they want what they want now, and that's how they live their life, and they're not concerned about, necessarily their credit or the future or saving, and that's okay, guys. I mean, different strokes for different folks, but that's not somebody that SoFi wants to loan money to. SoFi only is going to loan money to you if you have, 750 credit score, you're making like 160,000 bucks. These are the kind of people that need their credit basically to maintain their lifestyle. They cannot maintain their lifestyle without credit, without, you know, being able to rent places, being able to get mortgage loans, being able to get consumer loans, being able to get car loans. They can't. So they have to maintain good credit. That's the kind of people SoFi loans money to. That's why their loans will retain the highest value on the secondary market. It's just facts, guys. SoFi borrowers are better borrowers than anyone else, and these are better loans. SoFi has always had very, very tight lending criteria. They talked about student loans too. They're like, listen, the total addressable market of people who have outstanding student loans that were underwritten in the high sixes to high sevens, which are, people that we can get the same or better rate to, given the current interest rate, like that pool is $600 million. However, our addressable market is only 200 million because only 1/3 of that people fit inside our credit and income box, guys. So this is again just why I love SoFi. I hate to cheerlead SoFi, but SoFi. I would never give you a financial advice because I am not qualified and don't have the proper licensure. But that said, buy SoFi. Not financial advice, but buy SoFi, guys. You got a nice little dip here. You're getting 70 cents better price than those suckers who bought yesterday at the highs. So, again, I would never venture to give you financial advice. I wouldn't be so bold, but buy SoFi. Buy SoFi, hand over fist, early and often, buy SoFi. And remember, that is not financial advice. That is merely a song I wrote called Buy SoFi. I simply repeat. It's like a Foo Fighters song. And you just repeat the same thing over and over and over. And we're just like that guy who screams, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. Where's my friend on here who's from Puerto Rico? I would like to go to Puerto Rico sometime. People say it's a great place to visit. Um, has short interest. Michael wants actual information rather than to listen to me just ramble like an idiot. Boy, what a novel concept. Here we go, Michael. Let's see what the live short interest is doing today. Yeah, big time short. So we got 4 million net borrowed. Let's look at the graph. Kind of probably tells the story. Hasn't really updated enough yet, but yeah. So 4 million. This number was under 170 million yesterday. Let's look at the CTB. Yeah, see, even cost to borrow during a sell-off, cost to borrow still up to almost 3. That number was over 14 yesterday, guys. Whew, my spidey senses are telling me this rally is not over yet. The Nasdaq is telling me that. Like, guys, let's take a look at what the volume's been doing. The volume tells us probably more than anything. Price action can be manipulated. Volume is much harder to manipulate. So yesterday we traded 128 million shares, guys. So it's 84 million, 118 million, 108 million, and then 128 million. And what do we got going on today, guys? We have only it's not so fast. We got 36 million. Has only been 52 minutes into the market. So volume is again very strong. It's not. I don't think it's quite as high as it was yesterday. I think again it was closer to 50 million in the first hour yesterday, but still very, very strong, guys. 36 million shares. If this could push us back near that 100 million mark, we have to see. I think if the market, looks quite green today as it's looking right now, but it's looking a little tenuous, guys. The Nasdaq was just up, I think 55. Now it's up 37. Um, but I still think we're going to recover to that $9.30 area. I don't think it's going to consolidate this low yet. I would expect that if it was going to pull back and consolidate, it would have been below the $9 level. As I mentioned yesterday, probably in the eights. I would definitely like to see it hold above 8, and the 8 level that has been resistance for 16 months, definitely at least that level becomes support. But I think we're going to find support higher than that because I don't think this rally's over. Now you say, okay, down 6-7%, the rally's over. But no, guys, I mean, there's only been 36 million shares traded today, and over 4 million of those have been borrowed. So that accounts for this entire drop, guys. 6% drop. You got more than 6%. You have 12% or 13% of the entire churn is borrowed. So that's it, guys. It's a reshart. It's a reshart, guys. It's a reshart. Um, you know, it's like one of those buddy movies. It's this they're just shorting the stock again, guys. They smelled blood on this, I guess maybe on this Oppenheimer downgrade, and the same people that didn't want SoFi to go up before still don't want SoFi to go up now. So the more things change, the more they stay the same. So instead of trying to hold us under 5, now maybe they're trying to hold us under 10. But I still think like there's buyers coming into the stock at this level. They're like, oh, it's the suckers. Institutions have been selling the hell out of the stock on the way up. I wasn't seeing that. Didn't look like it. I just sometimes people make these assertions and they're like, oh, the data shows that institutions dumped and insiders dumped. I'm like, no, it doesn't. The data shows insiders are buying. No offense, but like your data and my data are different because my data is based on data and your data is based on being an internet troll who owns no shares of anything and has mental problems and posts angry missives all day about stocks you've never owned that you pretend to be angry at because they went down. It's very, very strange how people you know build up these relationships in their mind with stocks. Like your stocks don't care about you guys. No offense, they're not out to get you. They're just numbers in a computer. So it doesn't really don't take all this stuff too personally. Just try to figure out how it works so that you can make money. That's all it is, guys. And then once you make that money because you've figured out the whole scam, then you can take that money and do things that matter to you, like travel or enjoy your favorite hobbies or buy a boat or buy a cool car. Like I like classic Chevy cars, so C10 trucks, that's my jam. So, that's one of the areas I spend money on. And you know, there's just whatever it is, guys, put the things you're passionate about in one box, but put your investments, and I know I like to rant and rave, but try to be just logical and calculating about your investments. Like a lot of people would get angry at somebody, because they sold some shares or swing trade tickets. I'm not angry at anybody, guys. I'm not angry at shorts. I'm only angry at like dishonesty, like scams, like people who, like a Wedbush who would make a five downgrade through two downgrades and like five notes based on assertions that just are not true. That annoys me. But people making decisions that are right for them individually, if they want to sell a stock, they want to trade a stock, they want to short a stock, God bless, health and happiness, guys. I'm not mad at you. Remember, anytime you make money as a bull, there was a bear losing money on the other side of that trade, and conversely, if you lose money as a bull, there has to be somebody on the other side of a trade to make a market, guys. So it's always sort of funny to me that people get so angry at the other side. I just get kind of angry at people who pretend to be the other side because they're nuts. So they just spread like FUD and anger and negativity. That I don't really like. But I guess if you're a bear or you're a contrarian, it's like a don't pass better at craps. Like if you're a total turd contrarian d bag, I guess that's kind of your game. So that's what you're trying to spread FUD and misery and negativity. So that's probably why I don't like you. But in any case, so Michael Hamilton, there you go. The short interest is way back up today. Hard reshart. So the Sharp Master has called this hard reshart, which I mean I haven't called anything. It's just is what it is. So utilization is still showing about 80%. Yeah, guys, it's a hard reshart. It's a real hard reshart right now. You might want to get a new pair of shorts. Let's see, what are we doing? Okay, stock moving back up. Volume. If see volume, let's look for volume to pick back up here at 7:30. Obviously, with the huge drop, before close in the pre-market, you didn't have that normal pattern of a 15-minute buy and then a little bit of flat on the top and then a hard sell-off here, and then you would have had a pump. So we're 1 hour is when you're due for a pump, because what normally would have happened is you'd have had that V pattern come down and then you would pump back up. But so this is going to be buying right here that we see every single day inside of the SOFI stock. So let's look for this thing to just rally right here. It looks like the NASDAQ's moving back up. I think, again, the folks who missed the boat are seeing this as an opportunity to come back in. Psychologically, it feels a lot better to buy on a big red day because you feel like you're getting a bargain. And I think in this case, you probably are, because a lot of folks, the baggies, the bag holders. That's another thing. If you're like online just typing baggy, 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 you don't own anything. Like, you don't own anything. That's not how people talk. Like, I have I have bought 400 put option calls on the, like, oh, what strike? What date? What are you talking about? I buy put. Like, it's so many, like some of these online people, it's like, oh, you're just buying puts. Like they short the stock from everywhere too, not quite understanding how you like take a short position, what it means, that you probably need like a margin account or a lot of money. It's like, or whatever kind of put or short you're putting on a stock, like, it costs money, you need to understand what you're doing. It's not just like, oh, I short. Like, yeah, you can't just like call it. Like, you have to have a broker, and it's like a real thing, guys. It's not just something you say. Like, I don't just say I buy SoFi. Like, actually have a ton of my money like put into this thing. So that's why I kind of, That's why I cover the stock and watch the stock so closely. It has even if I had nothing to do with YouTube and didn't have a YouTube channel, which I barely have one. It's fledgling. It's fledgling. Um, Even if I didn't, I would study SoFi just as closely and watch every tick and all of that fun stuff. Um, J Mac, what's up, J Mac? I agree personally. I'm buying the company versus the stock. Absolutely. I'm buying management. I'm buying the business model. The whole deal. JR, $2 million insured with SoFi. When these people start to deposit their cash in SoFi, that's what these customers will use. Products offered. Absolutely. I totally agree with you, but I just don't think it's going to accelerate that quickly. I know you might be right, JR. I noticed Noto was saying, next year they hope to be adding 800,000 members per quarter versus like 4 to 5 that they've been so far. Harry Toe is throwing the considerable weight of the opinion and expertise of Harry Toe is going along with JR here. So a couple of the brightest minds in the Un Poco Mas family, the Un Poco Mas orbit, Harry Toe and JR are both looking for $25 within a year. So who am I to argue with that type of brain trust, folks? No one. I've, again, still had 1 cup of coffee. In fact, turds, I'm going to have to go make another cup of coffee. I don't know if anybody wants me to just like throw up a chart. I could come back in a little bit, but I have to just check on a couple of Zooms, check on my Chicago people. Again, I have a huge deal with Abe Froman. We're doing a big sausage deal. I hope to be the sausage prince of Chicago someday. But my throat is very dry. I've been yammering on for an endless amount of time, so I need to go make another quick espresso with my trusty espresso super automatic robot that is my BFF and my investment partner. Guys, SoFi sitting at $9.09, $9.10. Trading sideways, and the spring is tightening, guys. I mean, I hate to, me. I'm not one to draw useless, lines on a chart just for no reason. They don't call me the sharp master for nothing, but guys, I mean, look at this. It's a cross. It's a golden cross. It's a death cross. I don't know what kind of cross it is, but the bottom line is those candles are getting very, very tight. And let's see. Um, Still almost no volume in these candles, which it's not really what you like to see as an idiot permabull. Um, but yeah, see, volume's a little bit slower, so we're 38 million shares in that first hour. It's obviously strong volume, but it's not like SoFi crackhead volume. So we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. This is going to be kind of telling. Looks like the algo is basically trying to trade the stock sideways, and it's resharding in order to do that, because I feel like retail. Here comes some volume. Here comes the bulls. Let's get back into the stock, guys. I got to go buy a few shares just to like support this rally. God knows I don't have any money left because I blew it all on SoFi like an idiot down the fours. What a fool. The Chia Pet said we're going to 250. Oh, what a dick. Um, Let's see. M Russo 215. I started buying much higher than this and averaged down a lot. I feel like 9 is still a good price. Yeah, that's the same with me, M Russo. I never really like to average up. It's just like a psychological thing. Now, if you believe like these other fine folks, JR and Harry Toe, if you think the stock's going to be $25 in a year, I mean, why wouldn't you buy at 9? So what if your average is 8? It's like but again, guys, a lot of this behavior is psychological. We're not computers. We're not algorithms. We're not algorithmic programs programmed by the finest minds at Goldman Sachs. Are we? No, we're just normal people. Michael Hamilton, thank you, Mr. Hamilton, thank you, sir. Um, I appreciate you as one of our founding fathers, along with Mr. Jefferson, Archie Bunker, and who else? Not quite sure, but Kevin Robertson, a massive turd trip. All right, Hamilton. Roland Dubs on cup number 2. Yo, Roland Dubs, how you guys doing? So what I can offer you guys, I mean, this is not a huge, this is not a great offer, but it's what I can do. Um, so they're talking SoFi, like the valuations D plus was a C plus was a B. That's because the stock's gone way up. Growth is an A plus, profitability is an F. Well, that's a little bit silly. A plus on momentum, A plus on revision. So if you look at the things that actually make sense here, I actually like that. So let's take a little look ski at the chart here. And guys, if anybody wants to take a look at this baby, I am just going to go make myself a quick cup of coffee. And I will be back in just a few minutes. If anybody has work to do and needs to bail, needs to take your precious little ones to school. Oh, they're so precious. Oh, these years, they go so fast. Save it. No, I don't know, guys. Your kids could quite possibly be annoying little, you know, smartphone addicts that talk to you like they're truck drivers, and they're mouthy, they're disrespectful, but you can't smack kids anymore. So I don't know what you're supposed to do. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I don't advocate hitting anyone. So I'm more of a pacifist. I do not love violence in any form. So you know, I'm just joking, guys. I'm sure your kids are all wonderful. But in any case, guys, if you have to get those little turds to school, please bail out of this live stream. It's really going nowhere. If you want to hang out and look at this fabulous chart, you are welcome to do so. I am going to go grab myself a quick cup of coffee, and we will be right back with you to check in on the price action. Thank you guys for watching. Again, it's Un Poco Mas. My name's Danny Deals for Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen. We say good morning, welcome, and hello to any of you that are new to this fabulous live stream. SoFi is consolidating down there, trading sideways right around that $9.08 mark, $9.09 mark, sort of in that 9.10 range. We'll just have to see. Again, I like it to jump back up today into this like 936 region, but we just have to see what the markets do and if any volume can come into the stock. Guys, take it easy. If anybody has to run, I hope you guys have a great day. If anybody wants to hang out and take a look at the price action, I'll check back with you in 5 minutes or so here. Take her easy, guys. Hey guys, my apologies. I am going to have to end this live stream. I know what a heartbreaker for many of you. Great content as always. Thank you, JMac. I have to jump on a Zoom call with some of my construction people out in the Midwest. If any of you folks are out in Chicagoland, maybe you can go over and smack my contractor for me because they are giving me nothing but trouble. Um, Guys, no, I just have a couple of things that I have to do in my actual life and work life because, as you know, this YouTube gig only costs you money because you have to keep buying costly technical gadgets that you don't know how to use, and you don't make anything unless you have like 5 million subscribers. But again, I don't have the knowledge or insight of a stock mo, okay? I don't have 3 cats, and I didn't teach physical education at the high school level. I mean, wow. You were teaching at the high school level? What is that, like a continuation course, a GED program? What exactly is the high school level? Do you mean that you were a high school teacher? What are you talking about? How does that qualify you to pump cryptocurrency? Oh no! Stock Karen. Stock Karen doesn't like crypto because Stock Karen does not like losing all her money to Kim Kardashian. Okay? Stock Karen doesn't like paying to have Tom Brady inject baby stem cells into that beautiful, beautiful face of his. Okay? Shouldn't look like you're 16 years old when you're 48. Okay? It's not right, guys. Um, Harry Toe, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks, buddy. Mr. Monsters, LMAO, me too, buddy. Me too. On days like today, you have to laugh because you just want to cry. Guys, let me take a quick look-see at, I don't know how I get out of this stupid full screen mode. Can anybody, oh, there you go. It's like an X. It's like an X situation. X to the Z exhibit. All right, now, we know you're asthmatic and the air quality, so we were thinking about putting an air filter up in your ride, but we decided that was boring. So we went ahead and installed 6 PlayStations and we gave you a pet giraffe up in the back. Have you, what's that movie? Zach Galifianakis. I can never remember these things. But Hangover, yeah, where he like kills the giraffe. It's kind of a funny scene. Of course, it wasn't a real giraffe, so it didn't break my heart, but it was funny. Like Exhibit X, they just do give people ridiculously unpractical upgrades to their vehicle. We went ahead and gave you a Vitamix up in your ride. It's like, dude, I didn't ask for that. Like, I'm trying to get money to pay for college. Like, I got the disabled brother I'm trying to take care of. Like, I needed like a new, high chair. I needed a new like hospital bed for my disabled brother. He's like, yeah, we didn't get you none of that, player. Like, we could have got you that because we spent tons and tons of money, but all we did was destroy your whip. X. Like, um, guys, that show is just so funny. I love shows where they like pretend to be helping people, and like Ty Pendleton comes out. He's like, you know what? When the good people at Sears learned that your husband was wounded in Afghanistan, oh my God, it's not that this helps them sell more crap, but Sears, Sears cares. Like Sears has a cocaine problem. Like, uh, I love to help people. But guys, I love all these do-gooders out there. But anyway, guys, I got to get to my meeting. It starts in just a scant 2 minutes. So I hate to leave you guys. I know you're all lonely and desperate for attention and validation and direction, and you want to say, Danny Deals is gonna be okay. It's so fun. Gonna keep going down. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. I like SoFi to actually recover. Volume is actually picking up here, 42 million shares. Shorts are working very, very hard, guys. Let's take a look at the short interest. Probably hasn't updated. I think it only updates like every hour or something now. But no, it did update. So the borrowed change, few more returns. So the borrowed change has gone down to 3.47. So they're not resharding quite as hard as they were in the last hour, guys. And if you remember, this whole brouhaha was set off by this piece of work here, this smirking chipmunk with a shiny head, Dominic Gabriel. He seems to be a fairly decent analyst, not a rock star, but not a total turd. So you have to take them as they come, guys. People are entitled to their opinion. Doesn't seem like a completely unreasonable move, but obviously you don't like to see downgrades because it hurts the stock. Every time you see an analyst, particularly with one of the major houses, downgrade, it just absolutely shreds the stock. And in days gone by, a downgrade like this might have had sent a stock down like 1%, or it's not a big deal because it's not like he put it to a sell, said the stock's trash or anything. Um, it's just basically that the stock has doubled, so he changed from a buy to a hold. So it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but this is the world we live in. Like, this crashes a stock. So, in any case, guys, the stock was ripe for a pullback. So, it's no big deal. Don't panic. These things happen. This too shall pass. And I believe SoFi continues to march up over the long term. But over the short term, none of us can predict the price action, the short interest. None of us can predict what's going to happen. So, that's why I don't trade short term. I invest long term. But you guys do you. I'm not mad at anybody who makes money. And it's like Don Corleone said, you see, it doesn't matter to me how a man makes a living in this thing. Like, it's just the politicians, the politicians. I can't look at politicians. I did want this video. I don't want to start doing impressions, guys. It's way too early for that. You guys have a great day. It's Danny Deals. It's Poco Mas. It's Hurricane Lopez. It's Stock Karen. It's the SoFi stock. Oh, I'm so excited, and I haven't even had my second cup of coffee yet. So I'm going to go do that, guys. I'm going to go to this exciting Zoom meeting where we're going to pick out wallpaper and sconces and bidets and all kinds of features and finishes that are just so exciting on a daily basis. You guys have a great day. I'll check in. Let's go SoFi. Buy SoFi. Not advice. Buy SoFi. I'm not giving you advice. Buy SoFi. Buy it. Buy SoFi.